any earth sign. Ox, dragon, sheep, and dog are earth, and snake is fire. So snake is giving them a lot of support.
So, but rabbit supports snake. So how does that make it?
Okay, tiger and rabbit support the snake. This is for the tiger and the rabbit. Very strong creative energy.
Okay, all right.
It's good. It's good because then it gives you an opening.
Now, okay, I see. There's an opening for.
There's an opening. It's like an open door to create.
Okay.
I could go all around. So snake and horse are fire. So when you add fire to fire, you're increasing your circle. So for snake and horse, this year is one of increasing your circle, increasing your acquaintances, and expanding your social world.
I see.
And then snake to sheep. Snake supports the sheep, so this is a good year for sheep for building its home.
Interesting.
Getting new knowledge.
Okay. Building
itself. And then snake with monkey and rooster, who are both metal. Snake with monkey is discordant, so snake offers to monkey a big challenge.
Oh, really? Interesting.
But the combination generates water. So the challenge is telling monkey that they better be active and they better be creating. And where there's discord, they have to act.
Okay.
And not fall into the discord, but take the challenge, because it's a very challenging year. Snake to rooster are actually in a harmony. So even though the elements are in discord, there's a lot of harmony there. So rooster can use snake to stand up and face whatever challenges it has and succeed.
Okay. So now dragon is the year that we're just leaving.
So dragon's the next one.
Okay, and that was 2012, and that is 1940, 52, 64, 76, 88, 2000, and 2012, the year we just left, was dragon. So tell us about the dragon now.
So this year of snake is telling the dragon that they better take the lead and conquer whatever conditions that appear in front of them. So you have to go against the stream and swim upstream. Rely on yourself. You'll be fortunate and be able to provide for more secure conditions if you do.
Now you're talking about the dragon has to swim upstream.
Yeah, dragon has got to meet challenges and swim upstream. It also encourages to learn something new.
Okay, well, I'm sure that there'll be some dragons out there that have something to learn.
All right.
I know one in particular, but go ahead. The snake now. We're going into the year of the snake. And so what does that mean generally for everybody? The year of the snake is what's happening, what's coming up February 10th, 2013.
So it's the year of snake. What is snake? So snake is a very active fire sign, and it's a very intuitive creature. It likes to take it easy. It's very subtle. It doesn't like the direct approach too much. It likes to kind of get around things and show up unexpectedly. And
yeah, I can imagine, sure. Can you imagine a snake just showing up?
And
I would hit the ceiling. I had a dream, I don't know if you know anything about dreams, but I dreamt one night that my kitchen had all these green snakes were hanging all over the place. I wasn't afraid. I walked in and I'm looking around, where do all the snakes come from? And this is several years ago that I had this dream, but they were just hanging there and they're moving around and kind of squirming and stuff, and it didn't bother me at all. I wasn't screaming or nothing, and normally I would be, but anyway.
Okay.
So tell us more. What's coming up for the snake this year?
Well, snakes, there are different kinds of snakes. So the fire snake and this is a water snake year, so, but the fire snake is the most jealous kind. So, they're the ones that'll go and strike you if you mess with them. Water snake is very subtle and generally likes to hang out where it can't be seen. So the energy of the water snake is really, really delicate. For snakes, like, so this is water snake year. For a fire snake, this year is going to be a challenge. For the metal snake, it's also good. No, not, I'm sorry. For the water snake, the earth snake, for earth snake and for metal snake. So let me see. We're in water snake. 20, if you're 24.
24 years old?
Yeah, it's like 24 years ago was 1989 was earth snake, and then fire snake was 36 years ago, which is
65?
No.
77.
77 was fire snake. So if you're 36 or 28 this year is going to challenge you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you 26-year-olds and 38-year-olds, you said?
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with yourself in the sense that you get challenged by the energies of the year.
So in other words, you're going to have a lot of inner stuff going on.
Yeah, but you'll encounter external challenges just the same.
Okay.
Mostly interactions with other people. But this year favors rearranging your house, changing your work or some aspect.
This is generally speaking.
Yeah, for snakes.
For snakes, okay.
For snakes, it favors doing your place over or changing your work or some important aspect of your work, and also traveling. It's good. It's very good to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to tend to feel very restless.
Now, generally speaking, we're going into the year of the snake. What is the overall outlook for everybody to be aware of? You know, as far as
the activity, the level of activity that the year is.
So in other words, generally speaking, for everybody, it's going to be more active.
It's going to be a much more changeable, active kind of year.
Okay. All right. So now the next sign is the horse.
Horse.
So the horse encompasses people who were born in the year 1942, 54, 66, 78, 90, 2002, and coming up, 2014. Yes. I give the one future year for each one.
Okay.
So child born under that.
Okay. Horse is the most active of all the signs. It always moves.
Yeah.
This year is going to be extremely active. The most active period being in the lunation period of October 5th to November 2nd. So like in the fall this year, you're going to be very busy. Also, the year brings romance, and it brings increased prosperity. It's a very lucky year for a horse this year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for sheep, how about that?
Okay, that would be 1943, 55, 67, 79, 91, 2003, and for future babies, 2015.
Okay. So the sheep, the year advises to yield to outside pressures to avoid enmity, like conflict. It's like
sheep, not goat.
When somebody comes up to you and starts like imposing on you, yield. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean submit, but like yield. Like
sheep and goat would be the same thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
It's the same. It's a sheep or goat.
Sheep or a goat. Okay.
Yeah, some people call it the goat.
No, because then I'm looking at the list and saying I don't see goat at all.
No, it is goat, but you know, the Chinese, it's really sheep.
Oh, okay.
You know, people don't like to be called a sheep, right?
I'd rather be a sheep than a goat.
Well, it basically means if the bull is coming after you, you know, just put the cape out and let it pass.
Let it just keep going.
Don't fight with it.
Uh-huh.
Get out of the way of danger and let it pass.
So that's the sheep
that's what the sheep
coming
needs
up
to
this year.
Know how to do this year. The year strongly favors moving or redoing your home or changing or developing a new aspect of your work and traveling. It's also very good for artistic or creative activity this year. So basically it's like, you know, mind your own business and do your own thing, and if other people are coming at you, let them pass.
And that's your advice to the sheep or the goats?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so monkey.
Monkey. That's 1944, 56, 68, 80, 92, 2004, and 2016 for the future.
Uh-huh. So the monkey, the year strongly encourages you to develop your work and rely on yourself. And be patient, especially in matters of love. Conditions earlier in the year will be more stressful than later in the year. While you may be attractive to others, you may feel discontentment. Work vigorously to carry things through. You may see an increase in money. The year favors you resorting to divination, astrology, and spiritual practices to help you find your way through whatever the current conditions you don't like. So it sounds like monkey's discontent this year.
Oh, yeah?
And
Monkeys?
needs to look into the future and not get caught in the current
So you're
troubles.
recommending that monkeys go see psychics and stuff like that?
Yeah. This is the year to deal with monkeys.
In other words, like the monkey's going to be very confused this year and need some guidance.
Yeah, it needs to figure strategies out.
So, okay, and what about things like, you know, its creativity and jobs and whatever?
It suggests that it's best off relying on you know, the monkey's best off relying on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And being patient with other people, because their discontentment will get them into conflict if they get caught up.
Okay.
So it's just like be patient, let things pass, rely on yourself, and look into the future to where you want to go.
So in other words, yeah, try to figure out where you're heading.
Where you're going.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now we got the Rooster.
Rooster.
Which encompasses 1945, 57, 69, 81, 93, 2005, and 2017.
Okay, so Rooster. The year favors making money and or taking up new studies. Conditions are harmonious this year. You are in command and other people are there to help you. Whatever difficulties you have will be resolved successfully. It's a good year for the Rooster.
A good year for the Rooster?
Yeah, it's a very good year for the Rooster.
So in other words, the Rooster, whatever they try, they're going to be successful.
Yeah, especially good will come up at the end of the year. That will be like next January. It's going to be a very good period for Rooster in general.
Which will still be in the year
It'll still
of
be in
the snake.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't finish until the end of January.
It's the last month for this Chinese year. It's
Right.
January 1st through 30th.
Right. The 31st starts the following, the
Yeah.
horse, I guess,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the dog.
The dog from 1946, 58, 70, 82, 94, 2006, and 2018.
Yeah. So this is a year for dog to be self-reliant and stand up and meet your challenges head on. The year favors making money and standing and saving up money and engaging in creative activity. If you're an artist, this is a good year for your work. You gotta face your challenges this year if you're a dog.
So there's a couple of signs now you're saying I have to face challenges this year.
The dragon and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. The pig, how about that?
That's the last sign of the Chinese zodiac is the pig. And that would encompass 1947, 59, 71, 83, 95, 2007, and 2019. If you're born during those years, you're a pig.
Okay, so for the pig, you will overcome your opposition this year. Because pig and snake are opposites, and pig will overcome the energy of the snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you'll overcome your opposition and receive help if you need it this year. The year favors building up your work and making money. It also favors moving or starting something new in your work or traveling. For the pig, it's a challenging year, but you will succeed.
Okay.
So there they are.
There they are. We have the rat, the ox, the tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig.
Yeah.
So tell me now, you why don't you give everybody your information, your contact information, in case anybody wants to get in touch with you or ask you any questions, or so set up an appointment to see you.
My telephone number?
Your telephone number is
212
212
502
502
0775.
0775.
Yeah.
That's 212-502-0775 to get in touch with Raphael. Now, do you have any kind of a website or email?
The website is www.trs, T as in Thomas, RS dash Feng Shui, FENGSHUI.com.
So you're also a Feng Shui expert?
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that you also are a runes expert.
Oh, yeah, I do a lot of different kinds of readings.
Yeah,
like
we'll
cards,
have to.
runes.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that sometime on another show.
Yeah.
Because I know runes are. I'm not sure if our audience is familiar with runes, but they are little like stones, and they have symbols on them, and you put them in a little bag, and you.
Well, that's how they market them, but you know,
yeah,
they're these symbols.
But don't you draw them out of the bag? Like you draw out 3, and then you read them from the book.
I have them on cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's runes cards, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'll have to bring all that stuff with you when you come again.
Yeah, but yeah, they're symbols. You know, they're like hieroglyphs. You can read them.
Okay, all right. Is there any other information you would like to give the audience?
I don't know.
All right, well, they have your phone number now.
At any rate.
And your website, www.trs-fengshui.com. Okay, very good. So now, let's just finish up by talking a little bit more about the general Chinese astrology and what it's based in, as far as, you know, how do they come up with these things?
How'd they come up with these things? This is a very, very old system, so
I'll bet it's thousands of years old, right?
I'm not entirely sure how they came up with it, but the system of 5 elements is got to be at least 5,000 years old.
Really? That old?
Yeah.
That's way before Christ even.
There are several systems of Chinese astrology. This is not the only one. There's one called the 9-star system, which has been in existence since at least 5,000 years, at least.
Right. Were the people who originated them, I know it had to be Chinese people, but were they pagan, or did they have any kind of religion going on?
What grew out of what they were doing was Taoism.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, this is like from before Taoism.
I mean, this is so far back that, you know, they might not have even, I guess they just about had the wheel at that point.
They say that this information came from the West. It doesn't mean it was invented in Europe, but it means that they traveled with it from the West. So these people who became Chinese migrated. This is like from prehistoric time.
Yeah.
The first king of China, his name Fu Shi, was said to be the originator of the system of the elements. So he's living in prehistoric time, maybe 5,000 years ago, but nobody knows. Mm-hmm. But where he got that from, nobody knows. So you know, it's anybody's guess.
So in other words, the origins.
The origin is prehistoric.
Yeah.
And it grew through gradual development into different systems of the Chinese science. And so the same elements that go into the astrology, go into the feng shui, go into the Chinese medicine, go into Chinese painting, go into everything. It's based on a system of qi, then yin and yang, then 5 elements, and the different combinations of the elements. This particular astrology was, it reached its perfection in Tang Dynasty around 800 AD, something like that.
Oh, so then that's within the last millennium before this one.
Yeah, it reached its perfection around that time, but its roots are way, way, way older.
So in other words, there's really no real documentation as to where it started, how it got started, who started it.
No, nobody knows.
And what is this really like the study of, as far as like in Western astrology, it's the study of the stars and the planets and how they affect our lives. What would this be called, the study of?
It's the study of elements.
Elements. I see.
There's a 5-element system. So the elements are water, wood, fire, earth, metal. And they combine in just so many ways. And in this system, there's like what are called heaven stems and earth branches. So these are combinations, but they come into thousands of combinations. And there are all kinds of rules for their relationships and their transformations and all of this. It's really elaborate. Compared to Western astrology, it's not as complicated, but it's just really hard for people to grasp.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of it seems like it's a difficult subject.
It's a wonderful system. I've done comparisons of Western and Chinese astrological charts of people. Mm-hmm. They say the same things in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, well, basically, you're telling me kind of the same thing that Deborah Rose told me about being a Cancerian in the Western astrology, that I'm going to have a good year coming up. Some things that I need to do are going to get accomplished. So I guess they do have their similarities as well as their differences.
Well, sometimes people ask me like, when am I going to get married? And I'll look at the Western chart and I'll look at the Chinese chart. And sometimes the Chinese chart just says right there, and the Western charts can say, maybe this time, maybe that time.
Oh, yeah?
And the Chinese says, no, it's this time. So,
in other words, the Chinese would be more specific,
it can get very much more pinpointed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've done readings for people telling them things that were going to happen. I'd say exactly when, and they would call me back and say, what you said exactly when happened, just then.
Wow.
So, I'm always surprised by it because of its precision. And it has ways of saying things that are a little bit different than the way the Western system says things. So it's a really, I love this system. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it seems to be. It seems to be. And if it lasted 5,000 years, it must be something to it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've taught this to people. They find it very hard to grasp. I don't know why, but it's not the same kind of logic as the Western thinking. It's almost like learning a calculus instead of a geometry. Western system is more like a geometry. This is more like a calculus.
I see. Well, I mean, since it's all in Chinese, I don't understand it. I guess you do, huh? Do you speak the language and read it?
I don't speak the language, but I know how to do this.
I see.
This is a very specialized vocabulary.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. Yeah.
I mean, if I show this to a Chinese person and they don't know, they won't know what it means.
Oh, even if they speak and write Chinese?
They won't know what it means.
Yeah? They would have to study
They'd have to study this.
Yeah. So if someone was interested in studying the Chinese astrology, where would they go?
To someone who does it.
So in other words, you could teach it too.
Oh, yeah, I teach it.
You teach it, you do readings for people, and you, I see, so then you can, like all of this stuff naturally is a generalization about the different signs, but you can do something that's more personal for somebody.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. People that I was teaching somebody who does acupuncture. He's a Chinese doctor.
Right.
And he'd bring the birth dates of all his patients, and we would analyze their charts, and every single one of them, the Chinese astrology told exactly what the illness was.
Really?
Every one of them.
So in other words, somebody could give you their birth date.
Yeah.
Now that would have to include the date, the time, the year, everything, all the information, and you would be able to tell them what was wrong with them?
I would be able to tell their health.
Their health?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
That's amazing.
It's never failed.
Really?
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's amazing.
It tells your fortunes. It tells like your business. It's also a really good indicator for what your talents are and what career you can go into. If somebody's really confused about, they don't know what their career is, this will tell you.
In other words, like say for instance, there's a student that doesn't know which way they want to
Yeah.
go.
This will tell you.
This could help them figure it out.
Yeah, it's very precise that way.
Because a lot of times people don't know, especially young people, they're in high school to get ready to go to college, but they don't know what they want to do. They don't know where they should go, what they should take up. And so something like this could help them make their decision.
Oh, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
I guess there's a lot of people that kind of live by this kind of thing, huh? They go and consult when they need to know something.
Yeah, but I don't think you should get addicted to it.
No, you can't. There's nothing that you should completely put your faith into.
It gives you a good picture. It shows what your options are, what the energies are like. It's like predicting the weather. The weather's going to be such and such a way. It doesn't mean don't go outside, but it means like deal with it.
And sometimes the prediction's right, and sometimes it's not.
Almost never is this wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting.
I've never known it to be wrong. If I'm wrong about it, then maybe my interpretation is vague, but it's never wrong.
Okay. Well, very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about this. It was very interesting. And you'll be back. We'll be talking about runes. We'll be talking about other things.
Sure.
And
wonderful.
That's great. And I appreciate you coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody, have a good night. Take care.
Good night.